Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. You know what time it is? It's time to start talking eVTOLs. And as you can see above me, we are now covering, this is a special event, we are covering vertical aerospace and the second quarter or first half of 2025 earnings call. So bear with me, you're not going to miss the morning show. This is actually the morning show. We had a quick preview with Sensei, and now I'm here for the main event. So thank you everyone for joining me. Let me know who sent you. I can't see anything in the chat, right? We are getting good audience in, but I can't see anyone saying who sent them. And I don't know where you all came from. I don't really know. Right, let me check if the audio is coming through. And also, let's have a look at the chart. Oh dear. Let's have a look at the chart. Vertical aerospace. Hopefully you can all see it nice and clear. We had some good reaction at the morning trading or pre-market trading window. There was some accumulation apparently, and it's been slightly going down. The price is holding above $6, $6.30, and if we get some good news, we can see the price going up. I believe Sensei gave you the ins and outs on the show. I missed most of his show, but I heard him talking about the charts. Let me just check if everything is coming through. We've got very good audience. Don't forget to hit the like button. And I think I'm not coming through. Can you let me know in the chat if I'm coming through, because I can't find myself online. That's weird. Bear with me. Something is going wrong in here. Something is going wrong, and I am live. Right. Thanks everyone for letting me know in the chat. Right, we've got good audience. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'll be with you for the market opening bell as well. We will go through S&P and Nasdaq as well. Let's have a look actually now. S&P, what's this? Right, S&P is doing well. Quite a recovery from the night pullback. What is Nasdaq doing? Pretty much copying the pattern. If you want me to bring up any chart on the screen, we can do it as well. Let me know in the chat, because I'll be covering the opening bell. Martyn is not available for the morning bell, but I will be here. And who knows, maybe Sensei will go after me. So thank you everyone for joining. Who we've got here? We've got Stacy, Mike. Thank you for joining. DJ Hayes, Matster, you too. Dalalish, am I reading it right? Andrew Turpin, all members here. Trixie is here. Who else? Who else than Trixie would be on my show? Stacy is here. Thank you for joining. It's quite early in there, isn't it? But what time is it? 7 o'clock? Mike is here. Right. We had some great news. We've got this update from Vertical Aerospace. As you can see, I can also dress as Martyn does. I'm not wearing a tie, but I'm wearing my jacket, okay? Because this is a special occasion. So what's going on? We've got already some news and some updates, and we are waiting for the investors letter. Stacy says it's 8 a.m. Right? We are waiting for the webcast to start as well. Let me just check if we have the link already. And in the meantime, we don't have the link because I don't want to miss this, and I couldn't find the link before this show, which was quite weird, because they usually release the link fairly early. I've got first quarter on here. This is interesting. Quarterly results. Second quarter, there we go. Look at that. That's already up there. We've got press release, so we will have a look at that. We don't have a newsletter. We don't have a investors letter, but the press release, I believe, is what I've got on the top screen here. And the link is not there yet, but at least I know where to look out for it. Right, so what are the news? What are the news with Vertical Aerospace? I will show you this one. That's not the right. This is the news article. This is the actual announcement for the earnings. Oh, I just got a super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't have the notifications yet. I don't have the pop-ups, but I will get it sorted soon. Thank you very much. Those who just joined, we are covering Vertical Aerospace and their earnings call, second quarter or first half 2025. If you want, don't forget to hit the like button. This is one of the new emerging markets we are bringing you. And actually, why don't I show you this nice video of what we are actually talking about. So what is an eVTOL? An eVTOL is the aircraft you can see on the screen. It's got multiple propellers, which are tilted upwards. That means for the, not in this particular case, because this is conventional takeoff and landing maneuver, but we are flying in vertical takeoff and landing maneuver. So the aircraft can take off vertically, it can land vertically, but it also can take off horizontally and land horizontally, as you can see. But if it takes off vertically, it transitions into the horizontal flight and it flies pretty much as your traditional aircraft. What you can see is the Vertical Aerospace's VX4, the very VX4 aircraft, which is actually believed to be one of the best aircraft in the whole eVTOL market, or at least the market-leading aircraft. Definitely in terms of safety, also in terms of performance. Vertical Aerospace are very confident in performance of their aircraft, and they actually claim that the aircraft performs much better in the vertical phase than they expected, which is some good news, because that means we can put probably bigger load into the aircraft. So we are now not loading only 4 passengers. We can also take on board their luggage. And Vertical Aerospace are the first company who claim they can carry 4 passengers and their carry-on and onboard luggages as well. So what we've got here, do we have any updates? Well, let me zoom in so we can see it better. So Vertical Aerospace, as of yesterday morning. This morning? Yesterday morning. No, that was this morning. Yesterday morning, some news. Sensei already told you in the pre-show build-up that they have new partnership with Aciturri. They are Spanish. I can't pronounce it. Somebody help me. Aerostructures, basically airframe builder. So this is great partnership, and this means that Vertical Aerospace are serious about their future. They are now setting up and establishing their network and their production line. We also have piloted wing-borne flight test accelerated with multiple flight tests and pilots, including first airport-to-airport flights. Well, first airport-to-airport flight. How about if I show you this? That is the very first airport-to-airport flight worldwide. Vertical Aerospace. Just get some water. You can't see me. Vertical Aerospace are the first company, and it was the first eVTOL, their VX4, which did this. Why was that? Because what you can see on the screen is the Royal International Air Tattoo, the RIAT, the biggest British air show and the biggest European military air show. And they actually are not so far away. Their test base is about 15-17 miles away from RAF Fairford, where this event took place. And Vertical Aerospace, confident in their aircraft, in their performance, they are thinking, well, we have functional aircraft. Why should we be loading it on a trailer and just take it on a truck whilst we can fly? And they literally did it. So this is what you can see, their arrival to the main event. The aircraft is very quiet, and everyone, the VX4 stole the show. It didn't do any demo flights during the event, but they arrived on Wednesday before the event, and Monday after the event they flew back. So a lot of attention, a lot of attention from the enthusiasts, from the audience. And if I bring you this as well, that will be my next slide. I happened to be there, actually, believe it or not. I went there for one day and I met up with Vertical Aerospace. And you know already, because we are dedicating a lot of airtime to Vertical Aerospace because we believe they have massive potential. They have been flying under the radar, and their pretty much only downside, well, they have two downsides. One is slightly late certification target, but they are on the track, which we will definitely hear some updates on today, and their financial situation. Again, we will hear some updates in the earnings call. But they have market-leading aircraft. They have much lower operational costs. They are much more efficient as a business than the market leaders. And they know their position. They are not trying to take on the market-leading companies. They are not trying to raise silly amount of money just so they can keep up with them. They are just as efficient, cost-efficient as they can. They are not building hundreds of aircraft. They currently have one operational testing prototype. The second operational testing prototype is about to be finished and is now going through CAA, Civil Aviation Authority, which is the equivalent of the American FAA. This is the British one, is now going through certification process. So we should hear some update on this, but if not, we definitely are keeping an eye on this. And what happened?
All the software that enables that to happen.
This very aircraft.
The bigger challenge actually is things like the loads, the dynamics. So as the aircraft goes through this mode, you've got these front propellers tilting, the airflow coming into them, how that all interacts. That's the sort of dynamic challenge. So the advantage there is, well, our chief engineer used to be David King, was head of tilt rotor technologies for Leonardo. He's got a huge amount of experience. We've done lots of different testing from.
So this is the very interview. I happened to engage with Vertical Aerospace. They were, well, they know about us. We have great relationship with Vertical Aerospace. They have been on the show. Let me just mute this. They have been on the show already, and I happened to do interview with one of the directors. And this is believed to be one of the most, if not the most complex and comprehensive interview in terms of information about the aircraft. So definitely, if you want to check this out, basically there'll be a lot of updates. I'm now putting it in the chat. I believe a lot of you have already seen it because yesterday we sent you to this video and the views went up. The views went up. That was great. There was like 50 extra views. So that's amazing. I'm very happy with that. Definitely don't want to miss this because all the important information you will hear in that interview, and a lot of it will be repeated on the earnings call. So let's get on through the news again. And also you will see a lot of exclusive footage of the aircraft like this. I'm literally showing you. I shouldn't be. I don't understand how I could get away with that. I'm showing you the cockpit. I'm showing you the cockpit of the aircraft. I don't understand how I got away with that, but I shouldn't be. So you can have exclusive peek into the cockpit. And I'm not showing you anymore because I want you to check out the interview. So what other news we have? Is the stock moving upwards, downwards? We are getting some, we are, it's too early. The volume is low in pre-market. We haven't had any news yet. Thanks for the research, Vaz. Always appreciate it. We have another super chat from Josh Monroe. Thank you very much. Sasha is here as well. Stacy, my super chats won't work. What do you mean your super? Have you tried it, Stacy? Have you tried it? Well, thanks for the super chats. Stacy is going to try if his super chats are working. Right. Those who just joined, this is the pre-morning, pre-opening bell show. We are covering Vertical Aerospace and their second quarter. Mike, I got a super chat from Mike. Ooh, thank you, Mike. This is gonna be a good one. We are covering Vertical Aerospace, one of the very significant companies in the advanced air mobility aerospace sector. This company manufactures an aircraft, which is wrong slide. An aircraft which is called or known as an eVTOL. And I will show you one more video. I've got this exclusive footage from Vertical Aerospace as well. This is their official media kit, which I got my hands on. Don't ask me how. It's not about who you are, it's about who you know. So this very aircraft, those who just joined, we are covering earnings call or report of this very company who manufacture this aircraft. Currently a piloted prototype, but this aircraft is designed to take off vertically, as you can see, as well as land. And then once it reaches certain height, it transitions into a horizontal phase. So this is their very VX4 aircraft, and I didn't finish it before, right? So the second piloted aircraft will be rolled out in a couple of months. Definitely we should hear some update on the earnings call. If not, you are in the right place to get all the news. And then at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, there should be a third aircraft. There should be a third aircraft, which will be slightly different. It will be slightly different, but it will be sort of the final, pre-final product, because this will be used for the certification, for the CAA certification. And I am getting another super chat. Wow, thank you, Stacy. Biggest fan, and it's $10 as well. Ooh, thank you, Stacy. I love it. I love it. Don't forget to hit the like button. We've got 60 people now watching. That's good. That's good. That's better than the last earnings call. Ooh, very good. Don't forget to hit the like button. Got only 32 likes. I don't know. So towards the end of the year, we will see sort of the pre-final product, their certification aircraft, and definitely we'll hear some more update on this as well. Vertical Aerospace, they announced this on our show. Believe it or not, they gate crashed they ambushed Martyn on his morning show, one of the bigger ones. And they just announced this. They announced partnership with Bristow, who are an operator of air mobility. So they operate helicopters, mainly helicopters, but they will be also operating eVTOLs. And in particular, Vertical Aerospace's VX4. So Vertical announced partnership and order of 50 aircraft, which is worth already $250 million. So we have 250 million further down the pipeline already, and another 50 aircraft optional. So this was signed partnership. Their order book is much bigger. Their order book is about $6 billion across 4 continents, various customers across 4 continents, but this is not committing one. So it happens sometimes, like it happened last year. Vertical Aerospace, or early this year, sorry, Vertical Aerospace lost one of their significant customer to Joby. Virgin Atlantic. Is it Virgin Atlantic? It was Virgin, but I don't know if it was Atlantic or... Yeah, it must have been Virgin Atlantic. They chose to go with Joby rather than with Vertical. It was probably their time frame which put them off. And we know that Vertical are targeting their certification at 2028. Again, they are not trying to rush anywhere, and it's also that is in favor of their operational costs. If they were trying to accelerate this, if they were trying to rush it, there could not be a success granted, and that would be just raising another extra additional funds, and then these could be just wasted. So they are going very steadily and they are treading very firmly. They are not trying to run. They are trying to walk before they run. As I already mentioned, Vertical Aerospace maintains industry-leading capital efficiency. Let's check if we have the stream link already, because I'm always getting nervous when I'm covering the earnings call. Am I gonna miss it? Am I not gonna miss it? Is it gonna work? Yeah, look, I don't even have it. Oh yeah. So let's refresh that. Let's refresh that. Do we have a link? We don't have a link yet. Yeah, that will be a link to the webcast. Okay, we don't have it yet. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you everyone for joining. We have good audience. Martyn is not available. We've got 62 people. Ooh, that's good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Martyn is not available this morning, so I'll be covering the market opening as well. If you want any stock, to bring it on the screen, because I've got a little chart in here. Got a little new scene with live chart. If you want to see any stock on the market open, just pop it in the chat and I will get the tab ready. We'll go through it. I'm not going to play any music because I don't have any music yet. That's my only downside, but I might sing. You never know. So I'll be doing the market opening bell with you, and then if you have any questions, Hood, I can see first coming through. If you have Robin Hood, if you have any question about eVTOLs, aerospace, whatever, you name it, I will address this after the earnings call. AMD, okay, so this will be a good one. Amazon, okay, right, bear with me, I'm not so quick, I'm not so fast. I don't have this. Right, trading view, let's get this up and running. I can show you what I'm doing here. So you want Amazon, MAZN. Yeah, that was the earnings call reaction in there, and it seems like it's recovering. Right, what's next? What's next? We had AMD and wrong link. Sorry, this one. So we are doing AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Price currently $179, and another one was Robinhood. What that is doing, very nice, very nice. Before we move on and we proceed with the show, who was watching the Palantir earnings yesterday? Who was watching the Palantir earnings? Let me know in the chat. Was it a good one or was it not a good one? Palantir. Was it a good one or was it not a good one? Look at the chart. It was a good one. And I actually bought literally before the numbers went out. I bought like 10 minutes before the closing bell. And I made about 100 pounds. So I'm happy with the earnings call. I mean, if I held, I would have been probably 150 up, but it was a quick trade in and out. So I'm happy. Has anyone? Zach is here. And I know for the fact that Zach has very early morning in there. Thank you for joining, Zach. And also, happy birthday, Zach. Zach had his birthday yesterday. Zach was 41. Am I saying that right, Zach? Or 39? So everyone in the chat, happy birthday, Zach. I won't be singing. Don't worry, Zach. I won't be singing. But everyone give shout out to Zach and say happy birthday, Zach. I think Zach was 39 or 37 or something like that. Yeah. So I'm not seeing anything coming in the chat. I know the stream is delayed, but it looks like you don't like Zach. Sorry, Zach, I tried. So what we've got here, let's carry on with let's check if we are getting the link already. Where's the link? Where is the link? No, we don't have the link. We have the presentation. Vertical Aerospace, their presentation is amazing. Oh, I can see it now coming through. 49 years old, Zach. Zach looks younger. Right, a Vertical Aerospace, their presentation, it's always very professional, very well led. Definitely just sit back and enjoy. Have a cup of coffee or tea and just enjoy. We'll go through it with some video as well. Oh yeah, that's literally what I played you. And I've just closed the link. Oh, that's great. I'm not sure whether the presentation is going to be live. But, oh yeah, I love this. Yeah. Do we have any news? Broad range of customers. Yeah, that's the configuration. I shouldn't be showing you this, but let's have a look. This is the unique passenger configuration as well. So you can sit like here. What you can see in the top left corner, you can sit like a London cab, London taxi configuration, front to front, 2 seats facing other 2 seats. Then also you have the 6-seater configuration. And I thought I was convinced they are 3 rows of 2 seats, but they are not. There are 6 seats, 3 and 3 facing each other. That's interesting. We also have a cargo version, which will be for the hybrid power unit. And we also have emergency services. Wow, this is going to be good. This is going to be good earnings call. We will get some good news. Yeah, Akitori. I can't pronounce it. I didn't do my homework, sorry. Got Honeywell. By the way, Honeywell, what you can hear in that interview as well and see, what I showed you, the little peek into the cockpit. Honeywell are providing most of the avionics and control systems for the aircraft. And they are actually using the same controller as is used as on the F-35. So the same underlying technology as the F-35 is in this very aircraft. Michael Chervenka, this guy did the interview with me. Amazing guest. I didn't have to ask anything. At one point, he just took over and he asked the question himself. I loved it. It was great. And he also told me a lot about the aircraft. He showed me around the aircraft. He told me a lot of interesting insights and news about the aircraft, which I'm obviously laying down at you as well on the show. This is the customer book. That's good. We definitely need to reiterate it. Partnership with Bristow. That's what I already told you. We had this live on the show. World-class leadership. Yeah, definitely. Partnership. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Financial side. Yeah. Q&A. We didn't submit any questions this time, but we tried last earnings call. Didn't go through, but there were some very interesting and important questions as well on the previous call. Right, I'm getting a bit. Am I in the right place? I am in the right place. Don't have the webcast yet. Okay, I'll keep refreshing. In the meantime, we have some words from Stuart Simpson. Oh, also, by the way, Sensei's newsletter. I've got this for you. We brought you Sensei. Obviously, he does his newsletter, which is amazing. He does it every morning. You got one this morning as well. He brings you the market forecast for the day. And I'm now popping a link in the chat as well. He's doing your daily market forecast. He's bringing you the top topics. He does deep dives. He's bringing you analysis. You name it. So this is the newsletter you got last week, and it's a special for Archer Aviation and their second quarter, which we are covering next Tuesday after hours. And look, it's interactive. It's full of. There's a link to the live show. There are all your important links to keep in touch with us. We've got great audience. People are picking up. Thank you very much. We are covering Vertical Aerospace's first half 2025 earnings call. Let me just check if we have the webcast link. Not yet. Right. It's about the time it should have been released. So let me just check something for you. So this newsletter, this very newsletter, Sensei does it daily, but I'm also doing my newsletter for Saturday show. I'm doing live Saturday show talking about eVTOLs, advanced air mobility, aerospace, you name it. Again, it's interactive. It shows you our previous content. And as a part of this one, this special one, there was also vertical aerospace. And I did a special video just for this earnings call as a preview. And we are still not getting any link for the webcast. Let me just check this. Because that's quite unusual. Got a presentation. Let me just show you what I'm doing. We've got a presentation. We've got the, which I showed you. We've got a press release. If I refresh this now, there should be a link. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I doing? I'm not doing something wrong, because there should be a link for the earnings webcast. Well, let's hope vertical are just slightly delayed. Let's hope vertical are just slightly delayed. Let's see what the stock chart is doing in the meantime, because we have some good news coming through as well. Vertical aerospace webcast. Let me just try something else. No, it's not there yet. That's weird. We should have been online now. Let me try something else. Vertical aerospace webcast. Just bear with me. Bear with me. We will get there. We will get there. I just think they started a bit late. Look, just to show you, right? I put vertical aerospace earnings webcast. Vertical. First video. Martyn Lucas Investor. Prepare for earnings. Just saying. Just saying. Right. I can't see any link yet. Nope. Nothing on there yet. That's weird. And I have nowhere else to check it, because any search result, nobody else is providing this stream or the webcast. It's only us who's doing it live. Just bear with me. I'm trying to find some alternative source. I can try, hang on, I can try this as well. Bear with me. We will get there. We will get there. Don't worry. Look, if we miss the start, I will give you the information, because I know most of it myself anyway. So let's have a look what we've got here. No, yeah, the link is still not online. That's weird. Where's the link? Yeah, Mike, where's the link? Right, let's check this. I can get it on my phone. I just don't like Robinhood. That mobile version. I mean, what Martyn has, The American version is bang on, it's spot on, but the British version or the European version is just completely, it's like a skeleton of what he's got. Yeah, there's not even notification on the earnings on there. Right. Okay. That is a bit weird because that shouldn't be like that. Press release. If I go through the press release, there's no link in here. SEC filings. Let's try it this way. SEC filings. No, it won't be in filings, will it? So let's try it again. Let's try it completely again. Let's open Anonymous window. Vertical Aerospace. Webcast. Accept. It's all first quarter. Yeah, that doesn't sound right because vertical, they are always bang on. Martyn has just sent me something. Q4, yeah. Right, I think we are getting somewhere. Thank you, Martyn. Martyn for the win. Martyn is in bed, probably. No, I don't need this. Why is it? All right. Let me just register for it quickly. Your company. There we go.
We are continuing to refine our battery to ensure it is as light but powerful as possible. And
there we go. Thank you, Martyn.
Produce this certification-ready battery. Our battery not only differentiates our aircraft, but as we mentioned when we launched Flight Path 2030, it also unlocks a unique business opportunity for vertical in the medium and long term. The VX4 will only be able to be powered by Vertical's proprietary batteries. This means our customers must return to us for annual or more frequent battery replacements, depending on how they use their aircraft. This razor blade model results in a long-term high margin towards 40% and above recurring revenue opportunity for Vertical. And we expect will ultimately result in a 50-50 long-term revenue mix between aircraft and battery sales. Our pilot line is being built at the Vertical Energy Center, but ultimately we will be building a gigafactory to accommodate the volume of batteries we'll need to build. We are deep in discussions with various potential sites, and we plan to announce this in the next 12 months. We are exploring other applications for our leading battery technology, and we hope to have an announcement of this again in the next 6 to 9 months. However, our primary focus is delivering on our pilot battery line and choosing a location for our gigafactory. We look forward to keeping the market updated on our battery development and the destination of our major facilities. Turning to our key milestones this year, one of our most impressive achievements to date has been our flying full-scale piloted wingborne this year. We had to submit upwards of 20,000 documents to receive our permit to fly from the UK Civil Aviation Authority to begin this flight phase, as it was our first time conducting piloted flights through public airspace. Unlike other jurisdictions, our flight test at our flight test centre in the Cotswolds is above urban life, people, schools and homes. For the CAA to approve our flight test is to accept alongside the company the joint liability for the VX4 prototype aircraft. The level of regulatory scrutiny for just our prototype aircraft is incredibly high as compared to other markets, which significantly benefits us in the medium term and de-risks our pathway to certification. We've dedicated years and countless hours walking the CAA through the VX4, its design, its engineering, its capabilities. This means when we progress through to our pre-production aircraft in 2026, our regulator is already intimately aware of our aircraft and how it works. The CAA has already engaged in a mini certification of our prototype aircraft for flight tests, which will be concluded by us targeting piloted transition by the end of the year. This all underpins the CAA's knowledge of how to certify our aircraft. In recent months, we have been conducting additional wing-borne flight tests so as to incorporate real-world learnings into our pre-production aircraft. We are also seeing the benefits of our AI strategy being brought to bear. For instance, with our flight test data and our ability to analyze terabytes of data in a more efficient way. I'm excited to say that over the past 6 months, we've been joined by Paul Stone. Paul brings over 20 years experience as a test pilot, including 20 years in the Royal Navy, and he's flown over 200 different aircraft. Paul also flew the VX4 during July. This has also meant we have had days where, for the first time, we have multiple piloted test flights on the same day with different pilots, considerably accelerating our learning. Building on the success of our flight test progress to date, we felt confident in our aircraft to conduct the world's first eVTOL airport-to-airport flight. Thousands of people witnessed the VX4 fly from Cotswolds Airport to the Royal International Air Tattoo, the world's largest military air show, at RAF Fairford, a Royal Air Force base also used by the US Air Force. Airport-to-airport flights will be a key use case for eVTOLs, and it was extraordinary to see people's reaction to the VX4 close up. At the air show, the VX4 was an esteemed company with aircraft from over 20 European, Middle Eastern and North American militaries, and around 250,000 people came to the air tattoo to watch the VX4 among the B-52s, Typhoons and F-35s. Feedback was overwhelmingly positive from regulators, military partners and the public, as through our inaugural demonstration flight, they were able to fully understand the future of air mobility. The market opportunity in defence is significant, and the European defence tech market is growing, powered by the acceleration in European defence spending. NATO members are increasing defence spending from approximately 2% to 5% of GDP, or an increase from $300 billion to approximately $1 trillion over the next 7 to 10 years. And Vertical, as the only European eVTOL contender, is uniquely positioned to capture this opportunity. During the air show, all eyes were on the VX4's defence applications, and particularly our mature hybrid program, which is in its second generation powertrain. We have developed and successfully tested the control algorithms between our batteries, power generation system, and EPUs. We are now focused on building out the team. Eric Sampson, who has been a member of the Vertical leadership team for a number of years and has exceptional experience, particularly from Gulfstream, from 5 separate engineering and certification programs, including the G650, has been appointed VP Program Hybrid. As we have stated, we are targeting our piloted hybrid flight tests in 2026. I'd like to remind you that our aircraft does not require any material changes to accommodate our hybrid powertrain. We will use the same VX4 eVTOL aircraft, remove half the batteries and accommodate a gas turbine, extending the range up to 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometers and payload up to 1,200 kilos or over 2,600 pounds. We had the foresight to design our aircraft for versatility, allowing us to adapt our existing aircraft rather than design a new one. This was due to design decisions made years ago to ensure our airframe cabin capacity was industry leading. Uniquely for this type of aircraft in the sector, VX4 is flexible enough to accommodate 4 business passengers or 6 passengers in economy style seating, each in standard helicopter size seats. And we expect to have leading luggage capacity with 1 check-in bag, 1 carry-on bag and 1 rucksack, up to 70 pounds per person, all with the same airframe and with a bulwark between passengers and the pilot, creating additional levels of safety and security for passengers. We're able to deliver the best-in-class eVTOL aircraft due to the strength of our global Tier 1 aerospace supply chain. We're committing now to long lead procurement with our key suppliers, locking in both security and competitive pricing for critical components. Yesterday, we announced our long-term partnership with Asatori Aerostructures to supply the airframe for the VX4 eVTOL and hybrid aircraft, including the wing, empennage, pylons and fuselage of both the pre-production and certified VX4 that will enter into service. Aciturri brings nearly 50 years of experience in commercial aircraft programs, including the design and manufacturing of major airframe components for Airbus, Boeing and Embraer, including the A320, 737 and Embraer KC-390, as well as experience of developing airframes for eVTOLs, including Eve. We are now looking forward to combining the expertise of our engineering team with Aciturri's proven track record in high-quality aerospace manufacturing. This builds on our expanded partnership with Honeywell, which we announced earlier this year, which covers flight control and aircraft management systems for our production aircraft through to 2035. Through our expanded collaboration, Honeywell will work with Vertical to certify some of the critical systems on the VX4, including its Anthem flight deck. We expect further news on our airframe, composites and other key areas of the VX4 to be announced in the coming weeks and months as we continue to solidify our supply chain. By committing now to supplying the VX4 pre-production and entry into service aircraft, our partners are demonstrating deep alignment with our long-term production and certification roadmaps. These partners understand the scale of what we're building and they're investing alongside us. Just to remind you, all of this underpins the assembly of our first pre-production aircraft in December 2026. I'd now like to hand over to our Chief Commercial Officer, Michael Cervenka, to go into more detail about our recent partnership with Bristow.
Thanks, Stuart. Our partners support Vertical every step of the way. Vertical is developing, building and selling the leading eVTOL in the sector, and we're backed by the industry's leading pre-order book of blue chip names such as American Airlines, Avalon and Japan Airlines. This quarter, we deepened our commercial relationship with Bristow by revenue, the world's largest helicopter operator. I've had the privilege of working closely with Bristow over many years, and I am continually impressed by the expertise, pragmatism, and thoughtful vision and leadership of Dave Stepanek and his team. Bristow has over 75 years unrivaled experience in vertical lift, leading the way with an absolute focus on safety. It has been the first of type operator for many brand new helicopters and operates in 18 countries across 6 continents, with all the prerequisite air operator certificates, Part 145 and 147 maintenance and maintenance training approvals. Bristow already has over 900 pilots and a similar number of engineers. Not only did Bristow double its pre-order from 50 to 100 aircraft, but we have developed a strategic partnership to accelerate global eVTOL adoption by combining Vertical's category-leading aircraft with Bristow's vertical lift operational and safety track record and experience. We are developing a scalable, capital-light eVTOL operations platform for those seeking to operate the VX4. This partnership will offer to Vertical's current and prospective customers a ready-to-fly model, providing turnkey aircraft and operation solutions, including trained pilots, maintenance, and insurance. We will be able to provide a fully integrated solution to launch services without our customers building operational infrastructure from scratch, allowing them to focus on passenger experience, sales, and network integration. This is a first for the eVTOL industry, which we believe will lower the barriers to entry for future customers. This operating model is a key and well-established part of aviation already, for example, across the regional airline industry. Standing up all the elements needed for customers to benefit from eVTOLs is a marathon, not a sprint. But this joint offering from Vertical and Bristow will allow VX4 customers to focus on customer experience, ticket sales, and network integration, while Bristow and Vertical jointly manage aircraft operations on their behalf. This is about making eVTOL operations simpler and ensuring that by 2030, the VX4 is the international eVTOL of choice. Please let me hand back to Stuart.
Thank you, Michael. In addition to the progress we've made with strategic Tier 1 suppliers and partners, we have also continued to strengthen our leadership both on the leadership team and the board. Starting with our leadership team, as we announced last month, we have expanded our leadership team with the appointment of Mark Higson as COO. In keeping with our aerospace heritage, Mark was trained as an aerospace engineer and brings 4 decades of leading complex global organizations to Vertical. He began his career at BAE and more recently served as an advisor to McKinsey and Advent portfolio companies. Mark's strong operational expertise has become increasingly valuable as he has worked to drive the engineering team forward. Alongside Mark, Steve Vellacott has joined as the VP of Airworthiness and head of our design organization. Steve spent 3 decades at Leonardo Helicopters working closely with EASA on certifying rotorcraft and brings incredible certification experience as we accelerate towards our stated certification date. In the executive team alone, not including the wider company, our team has been involved in certifying dozens of aircraft and propulsion systems. What we know deeply is how to certify, which is why we are confident in our target certification date of 2028. Further supporting Vertical is our recently bolstered board of directors, and Lord Andrew Parker is our latest appointment, formerly Director General of MI5 and Lord Chamberlain, head of the Royal Household. Lord Parker has unparalleled access and insights into UK government, as well as having substantial experience on the board of one of the UK's largest defence companies. He has already offered strong guidance as we consider the first locations for our manufacturing facilities, and looking ahead, his deep understanding of government contracts and national security needs will prove invaluable as we strengthen our hybrid strategy and defence offering. Earlier this year, we also appointed Chris Haber, J.K. Brown, and Carsten Stendervad, who are proving great unlocks to new sources of capital. These appointments are already adding value as we enter the critical pre-certification phase, resulting in improved technical insight, additional capital market access, and finally, unparalleled knowledge and routes into the UK, European, and global defence markets. We are confident in our clearly defined route to certification underpinning Flightpath 2030 due to our momentum and progress to date, but also due to our improved capital position. In July, we launched a successful follow-on raise, raising a gross total of approximately $70 million and taking the total raised in 2025 to nearly $160 million. This most recent raise included strong participation from both existing and new investors, and it gives us operational agility while strengthening our position as the leading eVTOL OEM for capital efficiency. Our current capital position enables us to complete our 2025 flight test campaign, including piloted transition flight, complete the build of our 3rd prototype aircraft, our final prototype aircraft, which will double our flight testing capability. This aircraft, as I've already said, will be flown both eVTOL and then hybrid. Begin the assembly of our next aircraft, our pre-production or certification aircraft, and continue to expand our certification aircraft supply chain, a critical step in accelerating our path towards commercialization at scale. Our guidance for this year remains unchanged, with 110 to 125 million net cash used in operating activities, and our cash runway takes us into the middle of 2026, with our cash and cash equivalents as of today approximately $139 million. To sum up, our capital efficiency for leading flight test progress is unparalleled. We have the strongest partners in supply chain, blue chip customer backing, and the largest, most scalable aircraft in the sector, uniquely being certified to the highest levels of safety in aviation. And as we have explained, our leading large airframe is being built by Tier 1 Aciturri and accommodates our hybrid variant also. We are building toward a future where electric flight is real, safe, and scalable. We're not just checking boxes. We are delivering against a clear roadmap with team, technology, and partnerships that are second to none. Our momentum is strong, and I remain confident in our ability to certify the VX4 by our stated timeline. To provide more details on our progress and what we will accomplish over the coming months and years to bring the VX4 to market in 2028 and what comes beyond, we will be hosting a capital markets event in person in New York on the 17th of September. Please stay tuned for further details on this in the coming days. Thank you for your continued support. We look forward to seeing you in New York next month. With that, I'll hand it over to our operator for Q&A.
We are now opening the floor for question and answer session. If you'd like to ask a question, please press star followed by 1 on your telephone keypad. Your first question comes from the line of Edison Yu of Deutsche Bank. Your line is now open.
Hey, thank you for taking our questions. I wanted to follow up on the comments you made about defense. Obviously, the macro trends are very favorable in Europe. Can you give us a flavor of what kind of missions or use cases that you're in discussions about taking part in?
Yeah, of course. Morning, Edison. Thanks for the question. As you say, the macro trends are really incredible. I think this has been one of the successes of the Trump presidency, getting NATO and Europe to put their hands in the pocket and increase defense spending over the next 7 years from around 300 billion to 1 trillion. I mean, that's a staggering amount of money and an incredible achievement, given the background against, people have been asking for this for many, many years. In terms of the missions, as you can imagine, the military are extraordinarily excited by the capability of the aircraft. Silent takeoff and landing with no noise signature and effectively no heat signature is phenomenal in terms of what that kind of opens up. Then, with the hybrid, being able to turn that on and fly a range of up to 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers, with a payload of 1,200 kilos or about 2,700 pounds, you open up, whether it's logistics, moving, we can get 8 full-size Marines plus all their kit in the aircraft. I don't think anyone else comes close to that level of capability. So I think the missions are innumerable. It's an incredible opportunity. And I just remind you, we flew this aircraft in front of the most influential military people in the world when we flew into and out of the largest military air show in the world recently. So we are front and center for this. We're in a great position to take advantage of it.
Got it. And then switching gears just to the rest of the year, obviously you got quite a few things, quite a few streams going on in the next 6 to 9 months. How are you feeling about the full transition, pilot full transition in the second half? What do you think are the biggest hurdles, if any, to achieving that?
Great. We've been clear, and I've been clear since I launched Flightpath 2030, that we'd be doing full transition in Q4 this year. We are still absolutely on track for that. The engineering is going brilliantly. At the minute, what we have is a huge truck with a big pylon on it that's driving up and down a runway at high speed with our tilt actuators on the front, covered in sensors, producing huge amounts of data that we take back, compare to our model, and then we prove that our model of our aircraft is correct, and we provide that to our regulator. And just to bring this really into sharp focus, we have done everything bar maybe a 20 to 30 second period on the transition and then the slow down to landing. What I mean by that is we've taken off vertically, we've flown around up to 30 knots, we've also flown horizontally like a conventional aircraft and slowed down to 70 knots just above stall speed. We're only proving out what happens in this period between 30 knots and 70 knots when you're flying on the wing. That's the bit of data we're gathering. We provide it to the regulator, and then we'll be up and running and flying. And I see that as a huge unlock because that has proved the concept of our aircraft. We have done everything with it then. Full transition's done that. We are literally then into the shrink wrap and beautification of product. And as you know, we're building our first certification aircraft that'll be ready for testing the end of next year. So hopefully that makes sense, Edison.
Yeah, totally. And last one from me, you mentioned the Investor Day coming up. Can you give us maybe a tease about what kind of topics you may address? Will you be updating some of the financials that you had previously disclosed? Any color there would be great.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this has been a remarkable 12 months for us. If you look back to putting out Flight 2030 for the first time, I think we're still the only company in this space that has really put out precise financial figures through this year, 28, 2030 and beyond. So much has changed that we felt it was worth coming back and updating the market on those, specifically on the hybrid opportunity in terms of volumes, revenues and margin, but also expanding a little bit about batteries. I think people are still struggling to understand how that plays in. And to remind everyone, batteries will be over 50% of our revenue about 5 to 7 years after entering service at a 40% margin. That's a phenomenal business model to have, the razor blade model. So we will bring some more details around that. We'll also be very transparent on the cost of certification. I've been saying this for the past year. We talk about it in Q4 this year. So we will be doing that. We'll be talking about the sources of funding and the uses of them as we drive through to certification. We'll also provide some detail around our manufacturing plans. And I'm really pleased to say we'll have a couple of keynote speakers, one of which will be Lord Parker, who will be talking around what is the geopolitical environment, particularly around the defence opportunity for us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Edison. Really appreciate it.
Your next question comes from the line of Savvy Sith of Raymond James. Your line is now open.
Hey, good morning. If I might, I just you had mentioned, I think, the next aircraft could be pre-production or certification conforming, but then you also mentioned you're building a certification conforming aircraft next year and will be ready for testing by the end of next year. Just curious if I misheard that and where you are in kind of completing that PDR and CDR and the drivers of kind of the decision on kind of what you build next after aircraft 3.
Yeah, of course. So just to confirm, Savvy, you're absolutely right. So first, thanks for the question. Aircraft 3 is an exact copy of aircraft 2. We'll fly it electric, decommission, put the hybrid in. It'll be flying as a hybrid next year. The aircraft we build after that will be our first certification compliant aircraft. We'll have locked in the supply chain. It'll reflect the certification aircraft. So we don't have non-conforming, conforming. We have built out our prototype. We've proved the concept when we do full piloted transition. We'll double our engineering learnings from it with the aircraft 3. And the next one we build, December next year, will be our first certification ready aircraft that we then will be flying and proving that out with the regulator. But remember, we start from a point where we've already proved the concept of the aircraft works because of all the regulatory involvement we've had over the past 3 years. So I'm so excited to get to December next year because that will be the first aircraft and people will really be able to see how this looks. A huge next 18 months.
Looking forward to that. If I might also, just on the long-term parts purchases, how much of, between what you've announced so far, just how much of the bill of materials has been secured to date? And then I was curious if there are any kind of non-recurring engineering costs associated with this, or is that something your partners will cover and when that might come if they don't cover it?
Yeah, of course. So today, just to remind you, we've signed $1 billion deal with Honeywell for everything the pilot sees, feels, touches, and all the software behind how the aircraft is controlled. So that's a huge amount, and it's difficult to say what proportion. But if you think of what that means, we have put the foundations in for the aircraft, locked in with a company that knows how to certify. The next contract we announced with Asatori, that is effectively all of the physical aircraft. So those are the two major bits of the aircraft. We also have locked in Hanwha, providing the tilt actuators, one of the more complex mechanical bits on the aircraft. So there's a huge amount already done, locked in as a supply chain for the certification aircraft. There's a lot more you'll see coming down the pipe over the next 6 months. Those will be some of the things you will see between now and December as we tie in more and we'll provide a bit more clarity of that when we get to the Capital Markets Day. In terms of non-recurring expenditure, that is something you will see stepping up over the next 12 to 18 months. As you know, we're incredibly capital efficient. We've done all of this when we fly full-scale piloted. We'll have done it at significantly less than $1 billion than anyone else, but to a far higher standard because we've done it with regulatory oversight every single step of the way. Now, as we lock in the supply chain, we then get into having to pay some non-recurring expenditure, whether it's engineering or we start laying out for the production tooling. And that's where we got some choices to make around hard tooling, soft tooling, etc., that we'll look at over the coming 12 to 18 months. But that will drive a bit of first step up in the spend over the next 18 months, Sevi.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Sevi.
Your next question comes from the line of Austin Moeller of Canaccord Genuity. Your line is now open.
Hi there, Stuart and Michael. So just my first question here, if we think about the aircraft that you're going to build after aircraft 3, presumably all of those that you're using for TC testing with the CAA will have an electric powertrain, and the hybrid powertrain aircraft would have to go through a separate parallel certification process?
Yeah, morning, Austin. Many thanks for the question. So you're absolutely correct. The aircraft that we build in December next year is a full electric aircraft, and then we'll build out another 4 or 5 of them that will just prove out this certification aircraft works. We'll prove out our manufacturing capabilities around it as well. I think just to be clear on the hybrid, because our hybrid is effectively the same aircraft, we take out a couple of batteries, install the hybrid in it. We've got plenty of space for that. We can still fit all of the people we need to in it. We've got the largest airframe in the industry, and we will be flying the hybrid next summer, full scale, piloted to prove the concept. That means it's an incredibly fast follower through the certification process. So all electric, still on track for 2028, and we expect the hybrid to be a very fast follower through into 2029. That's how we're seeing this play out, Austin. Hopefully that brings a bit of color around it.
And would that hybrid powertrain be introduced with a supplemental type certificate, or is that not how the process works with the CAA?
So yes, you do have to certify that product, but remember, all we're really doing is a modification to the current aircraft. So everything else is there, the flight control system, the airframe, all of that is there. We're just dropping in another propulsion system. So in terms of the step to go from the full electric to the hybrid, it's way less than I think people expect or understand, because we take the current aircraft we have. So we're incredibly lucky by having the right design fundamentals, the right size aircraft and airframe from day one. We can drop in the hybrid and off we go. It's a great position to be in.
Okay, and just one more question. If we think about the cash burn into this first half of 2026, so you have 104 million pounds right now. Does that enable you to build aircraft 3 and then build the next aircraft that you're referring to, or does that sort of get partially through the construction process and get the long leads going with the supply chain?
So we, as I said earlier to Edison's question, will bring a lot more clarity to the financials over the next 1, 2, and 3 years at the Capital Market Day. As we stand here today, we have money through to the middle of next year, and we can do everything I've talked about. So we can and already have initiated production of the first aircraft for type certification testing. We'll build out aircraft 3. We'll fly it full-scale piloted electric. We'll decommission, put the hybrid in. So we've developed that hybrid all within the cash envelope. We'll install it in the aircraft within the cash envelope and be flying it. So, yeah, we've got all the money to keep driving forward as fast as possible on that.
Okay, great. I look forward to hearing more in September.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Austin.
Next question comes from the line of Amit Dayal of H.C. Wainwright. Your line is now open.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Stuart, just with respect to this Aciturri partnership, does this imply, that your own capex needs from a manufacturing build-out perspective will be lower than maybe what the street has been anticipating?
So first of all, morning, and thank you for the question. In terms of the specific capex needs through to certification, whether that's around manufacturing facilities, tooling, etc., that is one of the things we're going to be talking about when we do the Capital Market Day. So I don't want to get into the details of that now, but we will address it on the 17th of September. I think what I would say is, this deal with Aciturri is incredibly exciting for us as a business. They've got outstanding capability. We understand their culture and our culture, how they come together to really move at a pace people haven't seen in aerospace. We're both incredibly dynamic, passionate, fast-moving companies. So we're so excited to be partnering with them for the build of our aircraft.
Understood. And with respect to the defense opportunity, what kind of milestones or what needs to happen within the EU, I guess, within that sector for you to potentially start building an order book, for these aircrafts?
Yeah, good question. I think the fundamental thing, if I break it into a couple of things, first off, we signed off the hybrid, or I signed this off 18 months ago. So this isn't a hope and a prayer. This powertrain was working on the bench last summer. The single hardest thing to do is get the control algorithm to work between the power unit and the battery and our EPUs. We have broken the back on that. We know it works. This is why I was very happy to announce it. What we're doing now is replacing one power unit with a different one. So we have done the difficult stuff. We then install it in an aircraft and fly it in public. And to bring this to the consciousness of the military, we flew a very public display of the aircraft in front of all the world's military into the world's biggest military air show a few weeks ago. So an incredible opportunity. Now that's generated a huge amount of discussions. We'd already got a lot going on with British military. This has opened up many other opportunities by putting us in the spotlight of over 25 different militaries that were there at the REACT show. So we are in great shape. I wish I could say more about it now, but things are going very, very well. We've got the right airframe, we've got the right powertrain, we've got capability that no one else can match in terms of range and payload, and I think importantly, a certification date that is faster than most people think, because we build on our certification of the electric aircraft.
Thank you, Stuart. That's all I have.
Thank you, Amit.
Your next question comes from the line of Amit Sobelson of D. Borrell Capital. Your line is now open.
Hi, everyone. It's Jesse Sobelson at D. Borrell Capital. Thanks for taking the questions here. Not to belabor the point on the hybrid too much, but I was, curious, how do you see the hybrid complementing the fully electric VX with the broader market strategy? What exactly is the goal there when it comes to market following the fully electric model?
So I think the first thing is, I've said this already, we are so lucky that our airframe doesn't have to be adjusted. So we can bring this to market very quickly. In terms of complementing it, the first one is the military one that several people have asked about. There are huge opportunities, the geopolitical environment in which we sit now. We are the only European player providing this kind of product. And that European defense spending is going from 300 billion to 1 trillion over the next 7 to 10 years. So that it puts us in an absolutely unique position to access that market, because we are the single only European player. So that is great. Now, I actually also look to the DoD and potential contracts there. I've signaled this before in the past. Our first manufacturing facility will be in Europe, highly likely to be in the UK. We're in deep discussions with UK government about where we can locate it. But I've always said the second manufacturing facility is highly likely to be in the US. Now, we've got I mentioned this earlier, $1 billion deal with Honeywell to supply everything the pilot sees, feels and touches and everything that controls the aircraft. So we've got a deep link into US defense companies. We'll be putting our manufacturing facility here. That's highly likely. So I can see huge complementary opportunity because we certify the VX4 full electric and then very quickly follow with a certification hybrid. So I do think it puts us in a great light. There is also, on top of all of that, commercial opportunities for the hybrid, which opens up a lot of different types of mission for the product. And maybe with that, if I can just invite Michael to see if there's anything else he would like to add on that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a really good question. I think there's actually two complementary adjacencies here. What we see with most of our commercial customers today is relatively short range missions. So things like connecting airports to the surrounding catchment area, tourism, so sightseeing, flying into hotels, luxury destinations, and then some short range regional connectivities where you might have geographical constraints that may mean it's difficult to get around on the ground. If you're flying those shorter missions, so less than 100 miles, the battery solution is perfect. It's really designed for that opportunity. Where hybrid comes in is that ability to fly longer missions without need for charging stations on the ground, greater endurance, and so on. And really, there's two kind of different use cases. So this is not just a defense opportunity. There's absolutely a helicopter displacement opportunity. So when you look at our hybrid variant, it looks really competitive against intermediate single light twin helicopters. That's about a 400 helicopter a year market that we think we can tap into. And then, as Stuart said, there's actually a huge spectrum of different defense use cases, ranging from the logistics, medevac, auto-evac, ISR, surveillance, etc. So they're really complementary. We don't really see one market cannibalizing the other. Effectively, we get two aircraft for the price of just over one, with some really nice adjacent opportunities.
Great. That's some really great detail. I appreciate that. And then to switch gears just very quickly here, there's clearly been a lot of success with recent testing. So I was just curious, based on the wingborne testing completed recently, what have been the most significant technical learnings, and how might those influence the final design or configuration of the certified VX4 when compared to the current prototype?
I think the thing I'd just remind everyone, the wingborne testing was into public airspace over people and schools and hospitals, etc. And that was with joint liability with the UK regulator. So we had to prove to them that this aircraft was capable to fly in public airspace. So a huge hurdle to get over. Really exciting that they let us do that. In terms of the learnings we got, what we learned was that our design is brilliant. And I mean that sincerely. The aircraft performed absolutely perfectly. It was so exciting for us as an engineering business to see all of the hard work that we've done, all of the modeling we've done, take to the skies in real life and match everything we expected it to do. So we are now building the last little bit of evidence, as I said, for these two 30-second moments where we accelerate from 30 to 70 knots and decelerate from 70 to 30. Everything there looks great. Again, we just got to build the evidence base. So what we've learned is we have done a brilliant job. The aircraft concept works. Everything is on track for full transition this year, which then means everything's on track to build the first certification ready aircraft in December next year. So a hugely, hugely exciting last few months for us.
Great. Thanks for taking questions.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'd now like to hand the call back to the management for final remarks.
Great. So I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us on the call today. Really, really appreciate it. Some great questions. So thank you for joining. I really look forward to seeing you all on September the 17th here in New York, when we can bring some more clarity around the financial plan from here through to certification, including revenue opportunity after that, cost to certification, sources of funds for that, And I think we'll have some incredible keynote speakers, including Lord Andrew Parker. So look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks again for all the questions.
Thank you for attending today's call. You may now disconnect. Goodbye.
Thank you, Martin. Oh, yeah. That was quite interesting call. What do you think of that? I'll repeat it, don't worry. So what do you think of that? We had some interesting updates. Definitely the Q&A section was the most interesting part. I am here covering the earnings call for Vertical Aerospace, one of the companies we see as a massive upside. We dedicate a lot of airtime to them. We cover them very closely. And we are the only media pretty much covering them regularly. So that's it. I will be here for the opening bell in the for the morning opening bell in a few minutes. And then if you have some questions, fire them away. Can you hear the audio now? Yeah, good. So yeah, if you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything, fire them away. I will wait with you for the market opening, for the bell. We will go through. Do you want to see any stocks, any particular stocks? Let me know and I will cover them on the market opening. And then we will wrap it up and you will see Martin in the afternoon, or maybe Sensei would like to do a show. Let me know if you want to see any stocks. I just want to highlight something. I want to highlight this. Next week when we are covering Archer Aviation, the yearly operational cost is what Archer have been burning every quarter. So that's some positive upside. And we are now looking at pretty much the same achievement. Vertical Aerospace have many more piloted flights than Archer. Vertical Aerospace have many more piloted miles flown in their aircraft as well. And you could hear the steady but solid tread after tread after tread towards their goal, towards their business strategy. Joby, yeah, I've got Joby. Let's have a look what Joby has been up to actually before the market open. It's just, yeah. Joby, I think Joby are now winning the race slightly. Not through the stock price, but their recent achievements. We covered this actually. We brought you three pieces of news, 3 updates on Joby recently. If you go to, let me just show you. Let's have a look at, I'm not showing the chart, am I? Right. Yeah, Joby, it might run any further as well. Let me just show you. If you go to those who just joined, don't forget to hit the like button. The audience is picking up now. If you go to YouTube, you can't see it because I've got cropped screen. But if you put, let me drag this down a bit so you can see it. Right. If you put Martyn Lucas Investor Joby, it will find you all relevant and important videos. This is massive. This is why Joby stock has been up. How much? How much are we up now? Let me just do a quick gauge here. So since the news came out, we are up almost 20%. Since the market opened yesterday, we are up almost 20%. So this is why the stock has been going through the roof and hit it and went through their all-time high. This is the news you want to see. And then there were some more updates. This one on their hybrid power unit as well as Vertical Aerospace. Because Joby have recently announced they are developing. They have a new partnership with L3 Harris. and they are developing their hybrid power unit as well as Vertical Aerospace. But Vertical Aerospace, it seems like Vertical Aerospace are the leading, have the leading range of their aircraft as well, of the hybrid power unit. What is the stock doing? Not much. Quite lukewarm reaction. Let's see at the market open. So Vertical Aerospace, they claim their power unit can cover a range up to 1,000 miles. Joby, by the quick look, looks like the region between 400 and 600 miles. Archer should be in the region, from what I heard, should be in the region of 400, 500 miles as well. But we'll definitely see and hear some update on the coming earnings call. So definitely join us next Tuesday. Oh, MSK is here. Thank you for joining. Definitely join us for the earnings call on for Archer Aviation next Tuesday after hours. The last one was the biggest live eVTOL show ever on the whole internet, in the whole world. Live is the important word, yeah? We had almost 4,000 people. How about that? How about that? So definitely join us next Tuesday. We are looking out for great updates because I think Archer could feel they have been falling a bit behind, and now they are shifting. Actually, their business model is shifting towards defense, and that could be very interesting for the investors because you don't have to go through certification. There are no certification hurdles if you want to operate for the military. So Archer can achieve and secure some interesting contracts, some partnerships, and also Archer can be testing their aircraft without having to wait for the FAA and for the certification or for their waivers. So Vertical Aerospace, what do you think? I think this company is well undervalued. There is a reason. You can see here on the screen is the financial side. But it's not a red flag. It's probably a light orange flag. Maybe a bit yellowish. It's definitely not a green flag at this point, but Vertical Aerospace have now enough money to continue their operations and to achieve all their milestones they've got along the way until summer 2026, which is great news. Vertical Aerospace have also hired 3 directors who have got background and vast experience from emerging markets and startups. So they will definitely be in favor of the financial outlook. They'll definitely be in favor of this because Vertical Aerospace know their biggest problem and they are actively tackling it. By the time they run out of cash, they should have 3 aircraft rolled out and they should be flying, they should be testing their hybrid powered unit. That's enough time to attract big institutional partners. And there's no doubt Vertical must have already been in talks with bigger companies. Yes, there is a little sell-off probably because the investors were expecting some breakthrough news, but Vertical, apart from the Q&A, they didn't give us any more unique news. Everything has been updated or announced or disclosed before. What is big and people still don't understand, this is what Stuart Simpson, the CEO, I'm keeping an eye on the opening bell, don't worry. I don't have a bell actually. Yeah, I've messed that up because I was hoping Martyn would go live after me. I don't have a bell. How am I gonna ring? I'm in my studio looking around what I'm gonna use for my opening bell. Right, I don't know. I will use the 4-year anniversary mug and my Parker pen. Yeah, so it's little improvised. And there we go. It's just silly, isn't it? Right. The market is open. The horse is bolted. Vertical Aerospace. Martyn says, Bell, expect volatility as Trump was on CNBC today. Right. Okay. So Vertical Aerospace holding up from last day, up from yesterday, from the last closing bell. Joby, a little sell-off, probably profit taking. Let's see further reaction. Blade, the acquisition, Joby's acquisition. This is why Joby has been going through the roof. We have Blade being bought by Joby or acquired by Joby. Blade Air Mobility went 30% up yesterday as well. Now we have retraction and a sell-off. Vertical Aerospace. Ooh, we're going down. We're going down to 611. What is the S&P doing? Selling off. What's next? Hang on, is this live? I don't know why I keep doing it. Right, S&P, the S&P. Red candle on the market open. Nasdaq. Same as the S&P. Red candle. I did talk about Archer shortly. I'm just checking the chat. What we've got here. That was supposed to be Amazon. I don't have any widgets yet. I need to work on this. Amazon is up on the market open, and look at the candle for volume as well. That looks interesting. What's next? AMD, massive sell-off. Why is that? Was that an earnings call, or what's happened in there? Latest updates. Advanced Micro Devices will report Q2 earnings call. All right, so the earnings call. Very negative reaction. What's next? Robinhood. If you want me to bring any stock, just put it in the chat and I'll show it for you. We've got Robinhood. Palantir up yesterday. Martin covered the earnings call. It was very placid. It wasn't wild at all as it used to be with Alex Karp, but you can see the reaction. We are now up since the earnings call. We are up almost 10%. That's great. That's great. What's next? Somebody requested Rivian. Selling off. What is it? Why is it? Why is that? Because of earnings. Analysts expect Rivian's revenue to rise due to increased sales. Sell off? What sell off? Monday market rebound. Well, it doesn't look like a rebound to me. Right, do you have any news on Rivian? Voo. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Voo. And Vertical Aerospace, I'm just getting notification. It's selling off. It is selling off. To me, it's better entry point. It's a better opportunity to buy in again and more and cheaper. What was it? Voo. Is Martin making any money? Well, not on the market opening bell. No. AMD, we are scooping up AMD. I like it. I like it. Right, any more stocks you want me to cover or not? I'm sitting in on the morning opening bell on the morning show. We just covered Vertical Aerospace and their earnings call. Netflix. Let's have a look at Netflix. Oh, let's do it from here. What's the ticker symbol? Netflix. NFLX. Oh, was that an earnings as well? Bull of the day. Bull of the day. Netflix. Boom. Look at the massive red candle. Netflix executives sell shares in August. 25 transactions. That wasn't an earnings, was it? Nvidia down. Enphase Energy. Yes, Enphase. Let's have a look at Enphase. ENPH. Enphase Energy. Oh, that's, yeah. I would like to see Sensei's recent analysis on it, because if we look back, it's just going downhill. Look at that. If I do it this, if I bring monthly candle, a monthly chart, wow. Wow. That looks to me like it will just keep going downhill. This is the right one. Seem to be at a support. I would definitely like to see an update from Sensei. ARKK. ARK Innovation ETF. There you go. Sell off on the market open. I think that's because of Donald Trump was live, as Martin said. Look, $6 for Vertical Aerospace. Nice. What we've got at... There was S&P. I don't know why it's gone. USA 500. S&P. There you go. Red candle on the market open. Nasdaq. I don't know why it disappeared. Nasdaq. Nasdaq is recovering. Nasdaq likes it. Ooh, what's going on here? Nasdaq likes the market open. Look at that. Hang on, I'm getting some. That's not the right Nasdaq, is it? Index, Nasdaq. So I need Nasdaq 100. Yeah, that is the right one. That's the one. Yeah, red candle as well. Right, do you have any questions related to eVTOL market or any more charts you want me to you want me to show you? I've got a few more requests. IPA. Whoop. IPA. Let's have a look. Again, little red candle on the market open. Let me show you the right chart. Yeah. NVTS. Navitas Semiconductors. Quite like the market opening. Martin is saying, I'm covering SMCI earnings tonight, closing bell. Big chip news coming. Shared by Trump, live on CNBC today. Let's have a look at SMCI. No reaction yet. No reaction to it yet. O'Reilly Automotive. Martin covered this stock recently. He did a very good analysis. It's up. Joby. We just did Joby. Joby is selling off. Well, not selling off. That's just profit taking. Did I miss anything? No, I think that's it. Right. I would like to bring you something. I would like to show you something. I will be explaining this on my Saturday show, and that will be our little Saturday thing. So those who are joining me on Saturday, on my Saturday live eVTOL show, I will bring you something we will be looking forward to weekly. Because there is no ETF. There's no ETF for the eVTOL market. I decided to make a nice little pie in Trading 212. Those who are using Trading 212, you know that you can build your own little pie, which is basically your own index, custom. And then you can change your allocations, you can add new companies, you can take new companies away. This is what I think covers the majority of the publicly traded eVTOL market. So the distribution is about 50% eVTOL manufacturers, 30% the parent companies and institutional investors, and about 20% is the tier 2, which is suppliers and operators. So what we've got here, you can see on the left hand side, you can see Vertical actually selling off. We've got Joby Archer, Vertical Blade. Let me just scroll down here to show you. Blade Air Mobility, Bristow as an operator. We have EHang, Eve Air Mobility or Eve Holding. We have Airbus as a parental company. We have Boeing as a parental company. Because Boeing they own Wisk Arrow. Got Delta Airlines who are partnering with Joby. We have Honeywell who you could hear they were mentioned on the earnings call from Vertical Aerospace as well. We have New Horizon Aircraft as a little bug as you want to call it, with 2% allocation or 3%. We have Stellantis, partnership with Archer Aviation. We have Surf Air Mobility, Textron, parent company of Pipistrel. Pipistrel is not publicly traded, but they do a lot of, they have a great cargo eVTOL as well, which is also hybrid powered. We have Toyota for Joby. We have United Airlines for Archer. Big investment in Archer, and they'll be their gateway to the public space as well. We have Aero Group with their recent IPO. We have BlackRock as an institutional investor, 2%. Embraer, owner of Eve Air Mobility. Leonardo, one of the suppliers, main supplier in defense. Palantir as well. They are supplying software. Partnership with Archer Aviation, and potentially there's been a rumor going around that they might be partnering with Joby Aviation as well. And if that happens, if that's announced on the earnings call, the price will go through the roof. Rolls-Royce, supplier, main supplier, the biggest supplier of engines, but also other parts as well. They originally were supplying for Vertical Aerospace as well, their motors. We've got Uber as an operative. They are developing their own platform, Uber Air. Egon, who have, Egon, they have a turnkey solution for eVTOLs, and they actually provide vertiport as a vertiport solution as one of their products. Cisco, again, partnership. They have been taking part in certain vertiport networks. Dassault as a supplier as well. GE, another supplier of components. Honda Motor and Safran. And also we'll be adding L3 Harris with their recent partnership with Joby as well. So that's it. Obviously, this is not a financial advice, but I will share this with you. I'll share this with you on Saturday. Join me on Saturday and we'll talk about it further, and then we can track the progress. Why I do have only £136 in there? Because this is my cashback. Because I've got trading 212 card, and they give you, the cash card gives you 5% cashback. I've got now exclusive 1.5% cashback for another 2 months, because there was like a 3 months offer. And this is cashback accumulated since last autumn. So I had this split in the S&P 500 and the FTSE 100, 60-40. And then I'm thinking, you know what? Why don't I put my money where the mouth is? And I just reallocated the whole little pot. It's not even a pot. It's like a little mug. So I will be putting my cash back. Definitely is auto invested in there. All the dividends will be reinvested in there. And I'll be putting a certain amount there regularly. Whether it's £100 or £200 monthly, I will need to reassess my position, financial position, but I will be investing in this, and then we can track the weekly progress, and you can see on the left hand side, you can see the stocks, how they react, what is the allocation and what it does. So do you like this idea? Let me know in the chat if you like this idea. We'll go through the chat, and if you don't have any questions, we will wrap it up, and then you can look out for Martyn for his MicroStrategy, sorry, SMCI earnings. Do we have any more questions? Are you covering Joby earnings? Well, on that, we are covering Virgin Galactic, which is, look, Virgin Galactic and Vertical Aerospace is just, it's a synonym. Virgin Galactic equals, it doesn't equal, but Virgin Galactic and Martyn Lucas, you just need to say these two terms together, same as Vertical Aerospace and eVTOL Hub or VAS. So we are covering Vertical Aerospace, and there was a request on Landbridge as well. So unfortunately, the main and the extra channel, they are both occupied now. So I might convince Martyn so I could cover it on my X account. I don't know if it's going to be working out for the network or not, but I'll do my best to bring you that. However, I'll be there after the earnings. I'll be there with a live update tomorrow. So even if we are not covering the show, I will give you I will lay down all the news. I will give you the ins and outs from the earnings call. So don't worry. Don't worry. You will be up to scratch. NVTS, Sensei, is it good? Huge chip news coming. Martin says, watch semi stocks today. Okay. Will you have to wait at least 5 years for profit? No. I'm actually well, look, because it's balanced. It's a balanced pie. So if you look at it, yes, the main companies on top, they are in red. But look at it. It's fairly balanced because you have the massive aerospace companies like Boeing, Airbus, Embraer. You have BlackRock in there. You have Palantir. There should be Vanguard as well. I'll be adding that as well. You have airlines. Yes, they are not profitable, but the stock prices are going up. So this is balanced. So even if the eVTOL market is facing headwinds, like regulations or whatever, it still should not be as much volatile because you have these aerospace companies, fairly large companies. So I try to make it as balanced as I could. But, well, you are saying, will you be waiting 5 years? Have a look at Joby. Have a look at Joby chart for past 3 months. And Sensei did this actually on his morning show. If I show you this, that's just Joby itself. And everyone was skeptical about Joby. And look at that. That's April. Hang on, that's not April. What is this? Yeah, that's just from April this year. And look at the upside. $5.17, $5.40, all the way up to $20. And the allocation of Joby is 11%. Archer, if they give some good news on the earnings call, if they drop a bomb, as they do, some massive PR, that could be a great reaction in there as well. Vertical Aerospace, yes, it's selling off, but look, it's already started recovering a bit, and I'm expecting this stock to go up in the coming weeks. Also, price targets for Vertical. We will have some reiteration, but the recent targets before the earnings call, $9, $13, $15. D. Borrell, that person who was asking question about the hybrid aircraft in the Q&A, that was D. Borrell Capital, who cover and do analysis, price target analysis for Vertical Aerospace. So I can see this as a great upside. And also we have next year where Joby and Archer will be achieving their FAA certification. Then we have first operations in Mideast, in the Mideast, 2026. Again, Joby, Archer, Beta Technologies, not publicly traded, but big player on the market. Volocopter, EHang, at least these 5 companies will be flying in the Mideast, whether it's Abu Dhabi, whether it's Dubai. They will be operational and flying passengers around summertime next year. So we are about 10-12 months away from you having the opportunity to fly an eVTOL as a passenger. And then the closer we are coming to 2028, we have 2027. There should be first rollouts of Joby and Archer on the first American markets and aerospaces. So we are looking at New York, Los Angeles. I'm also expecting Archer to drop a new network proposal. I'm expecting it's either Seattle or Chicago in my eyes. And then we have 2028, the Olympics. Archer Aviation, main transport partner of the main event. Official, not the official, but one of the official vehicles of the main event, Summer Olympic Games. Also partnership with Team USA for Olympics and Paralympics. Everyone, 2028, everyone will know what an eVTOL is, what an air taxi is. So we are not so far away. And this pie, what I've got here now, that could be 2x, maybe 3x. And we are only, 2-3 years away. We also know Joby might be taking part as an official aircraft as well through their partnership with Delta Airlines. So, yeah, I think this is fairly, there's a fair upside. Unless there's a massive collapse of the eVTOL market, this can just go up in my eyes. But again, this is not a financial advice. We all have our own strategies. We all have our own. Right, I'm with you. You will have to wait at least 5 years. No. Yeah, I'll just have it in there for 5 years, maybe 10 years, whatever. Because this is my cashback. This is my side money, so I don't need it. I built my own little pie yesterday. Did you, MSK? It was pretty good. Chicken and mushroom, lol. What was the ticker symbol? We've got somebody messing up in the channel. Martyn is selling 30 shares of the S&P 500 now. Interesting. Do it, Martyn. We cannot cover Joby earnings. We are covering 2 other stocks at the same time. We can do 2, not 3. Yep. We have to focus on members' requests. Exactly. We are here for the members. Martyn, I love everything about chips, Uncle Martyn. They have to be nice, golden and crispy on the up. Yeah, MSK is in the mood today. He is in the mood today. Katos. Let's have a look at that. KTAOS. I think I said too many letters in there. KTOS. Right, that's your chart. Doing right now. Let me zoom it. Oh. Let me zoom that in. Up on the opening, but well, a little sell-off on the opening bell, but now up. It's Kratos Defense and Security Solutions. You just said SPCE. Can we use your vibe and energy to get for... I can't do it, Zach. I can't do it. Next, Joby and Blade premiere after this. Yep. So we're going to wrap the show up. Thank you, everyone, for joining the earnings call. On your way out, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, everyone, for joining the earnings call. Hopefully you like the improvised opening bell show. I'm not set up at all for this. So thank you very much for bearing with me. I'm set up for my Saturday shows and live specials. But yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. What is Vertical Aerospace doing now? Do we have the chart? Let's have a look. Let's check this out. Vertical Aerospace. See? And the price is recovering. I should have bought. I shouldn't have been talking to you. I should have bought myself. Look at that. 580. 584. 585. I should have bought. Never mind. What we have, do we have S&P 500? That's slightly recovering, and NASDAQ. That looks like bigger upside. Right, that's it for now. Join Martyn tonight for the SMCI earnings call. A lot of news as well. Big news, as Martyn said. I can see now Vertical is going even higher. After this show, big news for the eVTOL market sector as well. Joby and their partnership with Blade. Excuse me, with Blade Air Mobility. This is the reason why Joby stock is up, or was up 20%. Oh, hang on. I need to zoom in. This is the reason why Joby was up 20%. This is just this scale. I need to find a widget for that. Widget. Not midget, widget. Yeah, we are still holding the $20 mark. That's not bad. And Blade Air Mobility, there is a sell-off, there is a pullback. But it won't be long until we get some news. What is this? Blade Air Mobility reports results for the quarter ended June 30th. Okay, that's why. That's why we have this. Yeah. So definitely stay where you are. Big news on the eVTOL market. Joby and the acquisition of Blade Air Mobility. What does it mean? And what are the upsides? What are the downsides? I'm explaining this in the video coming right after me. Thank you, everyone, for joining me again. Join Martyn in the evening. That's it for now. Take care of yourselves and each other.